A very good evening to you all. You're joining us on Prime TV News. I'm Dilani Jayatilaka. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Parliamentarian Duminda Disanayake says Gotabaya Rajapaksa cannot earn hearts of minorities. 2 comprehensive programs to solve the garbage issue. Kashmir in communication blackout. Now for news in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena donated funds to the Sri Lanka Karate-Do Federation and a mother of triplets. 3 million rupees was donated to the Sri Lanka Karate-Do Federation by the President to purchase equipment for continuing the sport. Secretary of the Federation, Kirti Basnayaka, received the financial donation from the President. Meanwhile, PM Hemanthi, a mother of newly born triplets from the Nupe area in Matara, received 1 million rupees from the President for the betterment of the children. The financial support was extended as per a request made to the President. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe appeared before the Parliamentary Select Committee probing the Easter Sunday terror attack today. Ruwan Wijewardena, who has been holding portfolio of State Minister of Defence from year 2015, and Ministers Sagala Ratnayaka and Ranjit Madhuma Bandara also testified before the Select Committee today. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has said that the creation of Ladakh as a union territory is an internal matter of India. The Indian government on Monday revoked Article 370, which gave special status to Jammu and Kashmir, and moved a separate bill to split the state into 2 union territories of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. The Prime Minister said that he understands Ladakh will finally become an Indian state. He added that Buddhists are 70% of Ladakh's population and it will be the first Indian state with Buddhist majority. The Prime Minister said that he has been to Ladakh and it is really worth a visit, he added. Parliamentarian Duminda Disanayake says former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa cannot earn hearts of Muslims and Tamil communities in the country.
The
parliamentarian was speaking to journalists following a special discussion conducted on the 68th anniversary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party to be held at the Sugatadasa Stadium on the 3rd of the next month. Duminda Disanayake said that the presidential candidate should be decided by the party and not by individuals. He noted that even the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna has not concluded on presidential candidacy. He said that they will not attend the function to be conducted by the SLPP on the 11th of this month, though they would receive invitations. Meanwhile, addressing the media briefing held in Colombo, General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara, also spoke about the discussions ensued between the SLFP and the SLPP. He noted that following the discussions, a special request was made to President Maithripala Sirisena and the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa to intervene into the matter. He added that they are hopeful of a discussion between the former President and the incumbent within several days and arriving a consensus. Dayasiri Jayasekara said that in consequence to the discussion between the two leaders, a final decision on the upcoming presidential election can be reached. Minister Partli Champika Ranawaka says the garbage issue of the country will be solved step by step. The minister made the comment responding to a question raised by parliamentarian Nalinda Jayatissa in-house today. Nalinda Jayatissa said that garbage pile in Keravalapitia has reached its maximum level. He asked about the solution for Keravalapitia issue. The minister said that Keravalapitia was a temporary garbage dumping place and 2 new projects are in the offing to manage the solid waste. One of the proposed projects will be implemented in Keravalapitia to generate electricity from the waste. Minister Ranawaka said that the Arwak Kalu garbage processing facility can be used instead of Keravalapitia for future necessities. Minister Vajirabe Wardena said that with the coordination of local governments, the garbage problem will be addressed successfully. Parliamentarian Nimal Lansa pointed out that the garbage pile in Muthurajavela has posed a serious threat and need to be given redress as soon as possible. The Cabinet of Ministers has granted approval to the proposed tax revisions put forward by the Budget 2019. The Ministry of Finance states that the Cabinet approval has been granted on revisions made to the nation-building tax and the value-added tax. If hotels, restaurants and businesses registered under the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority obtain funds from foreign sources through a local bank, will be exempted from the nation-building tax. The Ministry of Finance said that importation of ships and boats for recreation and sports will also be exempted from the tax. The tax relief given to subcontractors in the construction industry will also be given to the main contractor under the new revision. The new legislation will give relief to import of unprocessed gems and unrefined palm oil. The date to pay value-added tax will be shifted to the 20th day of the month for the convenience of the taxpayers. The value-added tax levied on condominiums will also be revised. Accordingly, no tax will be charged on housing units cost less than 25 million rupees. The Ministry of Finance states that new amendments will be presented in Parliament in September following the completion of the drafting process. The fundamental rights petition filed by medical officer attached to the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital, Dr. Shafi Shihabdeen, will be fixed for trial on the 27th of September before the Supreme Court. Shafi Shihabdeen is accused of earning property in an illegitimate manner. The attorney appeared on behalf of the petitioner, educated the Apex Court today that relevant documents of the fundamental rights petition of his client will be produced before the court. In his petition, Dr. Shafi Shihabdeen has requested to issue an interim order to release him from detention. But he has already been granted bail at present. Dr. Shafi Shihabdeen has said that the allegations made against him are groundless and requested the court to declare that detaining him is illegal. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court today fixed dates to further examine evidence pertaining to a case filed against Ranjan Ramanayake, who had allegedly made a statement that causes contempt of court. As Ranjan Ramanayake was sitting for the GCE A-level examination, he did not appear before the Supreme Court today. Examining witnesses of the case filed against former DIG Vaskunawardena and 7 other defendants on the charges of abducting a student of the Slit Malabe was held before the Colombo High Court today. Senior lecturer of the Kotalavala Defence University, Francis Joseph Fernando, placed his witnesses before the court. The witness said that the victim was traumatized following the attack. Further examining will be conducted on the 27th of this month. 73 police officers have been transferred in line with the recommendations of the National Police Commission. Accordingly, 4 senior superintendents of police will be transferred in addition to 23 superintendents of police, 24 ASPs, 13 chief police inspectors and 9 IPs. 4,286 national education diploma holders will receive teaching appointments next month. The Ministry of Education announces that the diploma holders were selected based on the results released on the 1st of August. The majority of the appointees will be assigned to national schools countrywide. The Ministry of Education states that a significant number of teaching vacancies in Sinhala, Tamil and English languages have been earmarked and the new recruits will be dispatched to vacant positions. According to the Ministry, 3,748 appointments will be made to national schools and the rest will be to the provincial schools. State Minister Ajit Mannamperuma says blue-coloured water bottles and polythene seal on the lid of the bottle will be banned in the near future. Ajit Mannam Perumal was speaking at a media briefing held at the Government Information Department. The State Minister noted that colouring of the bottle is done with the view of misleading the consumers. He pointed out that people tend to buy blue-coloured water bottles with the wrong perception that water inside the bottle is clean. As the plastic bottles are being coloured for narrow purposes, recycling process has also been hindered. According to the minister, the Deputy Director said that 600 water... According to the minister, around 10 million plastic bottles are being used on daily basis and the polythene seal on the lid is meaningless and waste of materials. The State Minister said that the polythene being thrown out to the environment cannot be recycled. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says that mere economic development will not result a developed country. The Premier was speaking at a function held at Temple Trees today. The event was organised to pay compensation to the victims of political revenge and violent activities at the Digana area in Kandy. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe stressed that it needs to create a civilised society on par with economic advancement. Addressing the gathering, Minister Kabir Hashim said that though several attempts were made to compensate political victims, the endeavour did not become a reality due to various obstacles. Minister Akhila Viraj Karyawasam also spoke in the event. The function was attended by Ministers Wajirabe Wardana, Ranjit Madhuma Bandara and Parliamentarian Palitha Range Bandara. More than 600,000 people have been affected by the dry weather condition. Deputy Director of National Disaster Management Centre, Pradeep Kodippili, says all arrangements have been made to provide reliefs to the affected people. The officers attached to the disaster management arms are functioning to support the victims of the drought around the clock. The Deputy Director said that 600 water bowsers have been deployed to provide drinking water to the affected. More than 15,000 water tanks have been positioned in the affected areas. Provisions are being made to the district secretaries to provide relief to the affected expeditiously. The hotline 117 has been opened to receive grievances of the victims of the drought. Deputy Director Pradeep Kodippili urged the people to use drinking water sparingly. Chairman of the National Youth Services Council, Eranda Valiange, says the National Volunteer Service will be implemented while encompassing contribution of the youth for the betterment of the country. The chairman was speaking at a media briefing held today. He added that the intention of forming the new service is to give a value to the youth who do voluntary service for the country. Eranda Valiange pointed out that the cabinet approval was given to the new service and it has been recognized as a national policy of the country. This program will enable the youth aged in the range of 15 and 29 years to perform voluntary services. He said that the volunteers will be conferred with medals. The program will enable the youth aged in the range of 15 and 29 years to perform voluntary services. He said that the volunteers will be conferred with medals and certificates. The youth who receive certificates will be eligible to obtain several marks at the university entrance. They will also be given marks when being recruited for government or private sector jobs. 7,500 kilograms of garbage tea has been seized by the Special Task Force at the Gadaladenia area in Gampala along with a suspect. The STF said that the stock of tea was being transported in packages labelled under the Ceylon Tea brand. The certification of standard of the Sri Lanka Tea Board has also been fixed on the stock. Due to garbage tea, country's tea export industry has been hindered severely at the international level. The Dowlagala police station conducts further investigations into the incident. Up next is business. Although the central bank has reduced the rates for deposits maintained in commercial banks, the special interest rate of 15% offered by the government for senior citizens have not been changed. There is no truth in the media reports published by different media saying that the 15% special bank interest rate, which has been granted by the government for senior citizens, has been reduced, the Ministry of Finance said in a statement. The income from the interest of senior citizens up to 1 million rupees was exempted from withholding tax by Budget 2015. The Budget 2018 increased the threshold of this interest income for senior citizens up to 1.5 million rupees. Accordingly, with the aim of continuing further the concessions to senior citizens, the annual interest income of senior citizens up to 1.5 million rupees has been exempted from withholding tax without any change. That's all we have for you today. Have a pleasant week. Good night.